everyone, my name is Voidcrisp and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you guys a base that has huge potential in any server setting, preferably 1 to 2x servers. This will do really well, and you can do it in any other type of grade, 5x or 10x at that point. One thing to note, that all my bases that I make are categorized in 3S's, known as pretty much in each ranking having security, size, and space. Sizes being of the team that you are playing with, as far as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Security for overall safety, for defending the base or traversing upper floors. Space for layout with ease of flow. Another thing is, when I design bases, they have been attempted to be rated before, so don't think that I just make these and then throw them out there thinking that everything's going to be fine. These have been tried to be rated. It's either that somebody has found the TC, or maybe has found a loot room but has not gotten everything all together at once. By design, this base by itself will take about 37 rockets, usually from a door path, from side or top down, just to get to TC. It will take roughly around 50 rockets to get all the loot rooms too. This base you're looking at is preferably a 3 to 6 man. You can hold more depending on bags, as well as beds and locker rooms for your overall team. But in this case, I have 3 main spawn rooms, 4 loot rooms, hidden TC, the really nice upkeep overall. This video you see here was a pre-built to give you an idea what it should look like. Now, what I will do is I'm going to go ahead, transfer this over, and I'm going to show you how to build this monster. Alright guys, so let me go ahead and show you how this works. First, what you want to do is put down 2 foundations, 2 triangle foundations. Build it up from the square foundations just to give you this design here. Then from there, fill in those triangle pieces with the triangle foundations. Your design should come up to be something like this. One thing to note, whenever you actually create your base, just know if you make it into a diamond shape, see how horizontal these 2 diamond pieces are, it creates that horizontal line. These 2 pieces are going to be your entrances into the base. Now, for instance, we're just going to use this piece as our pathway. And then I'm just going to fast forward here just for the additional what it would look like at that point. Okay, so from here, this is how it's going to look like. It almost looks like a little boxy, like a little box star. And that's pretty much what the shape that we're going to be looking for at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place our doors just to get our airlock initially for as of right now. Now, this is what we're going to do from this point. We're going to go ahead and delete this foundation here. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to end up having, and I'll show you this as of right now, have one wall. This is going to be our drop down. And then from here, these are going to be the loot rooms. So we're going to do this at that point. So these triangles that I'm going to have 1, 2, and 3, these are going to have 3 furnaces each, giving you 9 total. And then on top of that, we're also going to have a refinery dead center here. And I will go ahead and push that further for you to see that. Now, since we've already got everything here by itself, let's go ahead and just put up the windows just to kind of represent where those loot rooms are. So we have the furnaces, and then we also do have our loot rooms. We have 2 loot rooms as of right now. Now what we'll need to do is we'll take our tool cupboard, go ahead and jump up inside of this little piece here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to horizontally place it, make sure it's perfectly right on the edge there, and we'll just place it down there just fine. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upgrade that smaller foundation to sheet metal, as well as this one here. We will upgrade this a little bit later in the video, but for the sake of right now, we'll just keep it the way it is. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do, let me go ahead and put that piece right here where we need.
for our refinery, and then everything is set. Once we start going on up there, up to the second floor, I'll go ahead and just fast forward it. It's going to be very similar, the exact same setup as what we did down here, except that's going to be our spawn room. Alright, now one thing is to note really quick, once when you start building this base, initially what I want you guys to do is always remember, keep this ceiling tile open. What we'll do is we're actually going to put a triangle piece there, and we'll come back to that a little bit later, for you to find out as of why. When we do happen to do so, we'll be able to put that triangle ceiling there, and that's what's going to be able to block that other door, just to provide additional security for that airlock by itself, and also show you a little bit of a trick what these actually do if you block line of sight from explosions. But as of right now, we actually don't need these, so let's go ahead and close that up. Now from here, pretty much what we're going to do is just mimic the exact same thing that we did down below. I'm going to go ahead and do that as of right now. So one thing is that what I'm going to actually do is to show you guys for the front piece that we're going to do as of right now. I'm going to put down a foundation, triangle piece, one more triangle piece just to bring it in. Same thing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to keep this triangle here, so at least we can make our airlock by itself. So actually, you know what? Let's go and put that triangle there for the airlock. Here. And then we just have these outer pieces for shop keeps. And then from the doors, now we're actually now to that point where just to kind of show you why this ladder hatch is right here. So all you have to do is go ahead and delete this door, take it off. I'm going to go ahead and put a ceiling as of right here, and then I'm also going to place that door back down. So what this is actually going to do is that when somebody blows through this door, we're going to make it where this whole room right here has a ceiling just to cover it up, half walls to bring it on up just to protect it on all sides. Put a ceiling on the very top layer, like so. And then underneath we have it where it's secured, so people are forced having to go on down here. So whenever the ladder hatch is down, if you try to hit it with splash damage, it will not hurt that ladder hatch. Only you have to use C4 in order to get past that. Now let's go ahead and place down our pieces here for jump-ins. So again, this blocks line of sight so no one can actually see what's inside. Then we also have our garage doors here for that additional security for the base. So this is what it should look like. Also, let's go ahead and get that in there. Alright. Now we got our front piece pretty much hooked up here. Let me make sure that the plot is private, because I hear a helicopter coming in. Don't want that to happen. Out of way too much. Now inside of here, let's go ahead and place up our garage doors, just for that additional security. Now, whenever you do place these garage doors, make sure that this rolling pin is the inside of where the TC room is located. And we'll do the same up on top. Now from there, what we're going to be able to do is start working on our honeycomb
for the outer piece, and I will go ahead and show you guys how to do that. One spot where we have, which is that TC room, we're going to go ahead and upgrade all the pieces here to high qual, especially for that top ceiling where this locker is placed at, for that additional security there. Now from here, what we're going to do is place a triangle, foundation. Let me turn these to metal, and then these back to that. And we're also going to be doing the same thing by going on through here. So then what this is going to do is it's also going to be able to make this base flow a lot better, and we're also going to be able to have that better feel. Alright, and then one thing I did want to make a note on real quick before I actually put those pieces up there at the very top. Right on down here, make sure that these are being set to your, pretty much you have a high qual to the triangles, so we change this from the sheet metal to your high qual. And then this will actually come on out from there. And then if you had wanted to, if you really wanted to, you can actually even make these high qual just to really be a big pain in someone's rear, and then at that point just make a traditional sheet metal, and then same thing in the back here, just make it sheet metal. So I just wanted to point that out just really quick before I went on with the rest of the honeycombing.
Alright, so since we got pretty much the rest of the overall honeycombing worked on, now this is going to be the overall design that we're going to be looking for. Now, because of this overall design, we are going to make sure that we have pretty much the front piece here. This overall corridor here is going to be entirely encased in. What we want to do is we want to make sure that this triangle is set to be as a jump up from here. Just like this. And then from there, make sure that it's got a garage door. And then also another way for us to get on up to the next floor. And don't worry, it is supposed to kind of look a little bit weird, especially for the shooting floor, but it still works just all the fine by itself. So the main thing is we're going to go ahead and just make sure that this room has also got the honeycomb. This one back room here, this is our main drop down to get down to the center part of the base. This is going to be set to high qual. And that also being said, we're also going to put an additional piece here. For right now, we are going to plant some stone walls. And then also, let's go ahead and start closing everything off from there. And then I'm going to put the shop keeps and then put everything inside of here. So we're just going to fast forward. Alright, so from this point on, this is pretty much what that overall design would look. Then from here, if you ever had wanted to as well, just put pretty much like a wooden piece right here, just so that you can get up to the next floor. And then from here, this is where we're going to start placing our tower for the windmill. Now I'm not going to go through the electrical because again, every base is a little bit different about how you want to proceed with that. So that's entirely up to you at this point. So I'm going to go ahead, place that. And now we have this whole base pretty much set up all together. And then also just be sure that you've got enough clearance here just to make sure you have that honeycombing.
Now, from the rest of the piece by itself, we want to go ahead and start going from that top-down perspective. Once when we start going on through here on the very top floor, I'm going to start making my way down. Alright, so now that we've pretty much got everything here pretty much set up to go at this point, again, you can put pretty much boxes underneath by itself. I mean, you guys kind of get the whole idea about after looking throughout this by itself. One really big thing you need to know about putting down these vending machines, since you cannot pick them back up. This is what I recommend how to place these down to cover up the TC. Not only that, to have the embrasure, but also have the glass, the reinforced glass window. Now that these actually do have glass to use, these are much more reliable and useful. Remember how we were talking about making sure that garage door, the inside of it, is in here? It is because when you place a vending machine, it's going to not be able to place it due to this piece. It just causes problems. So as we slide it down, it's going to slide against the garage door perfectly, and it's going to work better. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and reverse these. See the tile right below it underneath here, so like this line. You want to match up your vending machine with that horizontally.
carry it off to the right until it's flush. Same thing, flush. But make sure it's pushed up against it. Then here's where you'll be able to have upkeep. For 8,703 metal frags, 10,850 stone, and 111 high qual. It's very decent compared to most bases. So what you do is put this up, put that up as well. And then we also go ahead and just put some more extra boxes for storage. And then from there, we can just start adding more sleeping bags for everybody. And so forth. Nothing majorly crazy, but it works pretty dang well if you ask me. So now the next thing is what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and start making this more into like into a raid simulator for you guys, and then give you more descriptions about how that's going to work out for y'all. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, I will see you guys in a little bit. All right. Now we don't have raw materials. This is kind of more easy explanatory what we kind of do at this point. Let me go ahead and save this plot, and then let's go ahead and start going through here. Three. We're already at 26 rockets and 1 C4. This is just by going through the front door. And again, we haven't even touched this loot room or even gotten the TC yet. So now I'm going to show you what it's going to look like if we did win after TC. I'm going to go from this angle, go between these pieces here, and you're going to see what happens to that embrasure. It broke the embrasure, so which is fine. But again, we're already at 31 rockets as of right now. Broke both of those. 32 rockets in already, 1 C4. Now I have access to the other rooms. Now we're at 34 rockets, so technically it's about 35, 36 rockets just to go all the way through for that example, just to get to TC. We got some furnace rooms, we also got some loot rooms from the bottom floor. But now here's the thing though, now we have to go up to the top floor. Basically, to kind of give you guys that description, front door, this is going to be a very expensive raid, very juicy raid by itself, but it's still going to be, nonetheless, very decent. So I'm going to go ahead and reset this, and then we're going to go from the top down, okay? Already reset everything, so here we go. So 34 rockets from top-down perspective, if they knew exactly where to go. That's what 35 rockets would be for you. Now let's go for the rest of materials all the way through as far as I can. We are at 54 rockets now. Again, happened the exact same way. Now I'm going to go back out. Now we're going to go do the back piece. Just to get to TC is nearly 70 rockets by itself. And again, that's not even getting to all the loot rooms. So this is going to be an extremely expensive raid. But let me go ahead and go back inside of there and actually show you the amount. So yeah, as you can see that this is going to be an extremely expensive raid for 69 rockets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside, show you the upkeep with all the exterior metal, 12,000 metal, say almost 6,000 stone, 112 high qual. It's an extremely expensive raid, but it does fit very well for a very large group that wants to be able to roam around, preferably really large, high populated areas. This is a really good base. Not even saying this is not even a compound either.
Which you could preferably make it into a compound if you want to be able to do that. But large furnaces around could make a really solid way to work with this base. But the coolest thing is about this base though, is now you guys already know a little bit more about it. If you guys really enjoy the video by itself, be sure to subscribe and also be able to give it a like. It really does help me out by itself. All together, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.